Nathan Lovett-Murray, Gunditj Mara, Yorta Yorta, Wamba Wamba, Jaja Warang, Doodleroa, General Member for the South West Region.
Ngata, everyone. I would like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri Wurrung people of the Kulin Nations on which we gathered today at Parliament House and pay my respects to elders past, present. I extend that respect to all First Nations people here today and thank them for their ongoing strength, wisdom and leadership. I just want to acknowledge a couple of elders, Uncle Robbie Thorpe, the work you do at Camp Sovereignty, I want to acknowledge that. And Uncle Paul Briggs, we won a premiership together at Rumballara, 40 points down in the grand final. We come back and won by 4 points. I just want to acknowledge the work that you've done. I just want to acknowledge the Sorry business, my cousin Tom Day, Solomon Tamaru, my grandmother Laura Bell, and my auntie Kayleen Atkinson. My name is Nathan Lovett-Murray. I'm a proud Kerrop Mara man from the Gunditj Mara Nations, and I grew up on country in a small town called Hayward, southwest Victoria, on my mother Denise Lovett's country. I'm also connected through my father Gary Murray to the Yorta Yorta, Wamba Wamba, Jaja Warang, Doodleroa tribal nations. I am proud to serve as a Southwest member for the Gellung Warl Assembly, and even more proud to say we are the first in this country to have a statewide treaty. Standing here today is something I do not take for granted. As a proud Aboriginal man, father of 7 children, Nawi, Mara, Harmony, Zolani, Ruby, Jamila and Jamar. Just acknowledge my son Mara Lovett-Murray, who's here today, just turned 18, he's completing his Year 12 at Brighton Grammar. He received a scholarship at Brighton Grammar from grade 5 to Year 12, so something that we're all proud of. And to be here in Parliament House with him today, really means a lot to me. A community leader and someone who's spent much of my life creating opportunities for our people, particularly our young people, understand the significance of this moment. My journey has taken me from growing up connected to family, community and culture, to playing football at the highest level for 10 years with the Essendon Bombers in the AFL, and now to representing communities across southwest Victoria in one of the most important processes our state has ever undertaken. Along the way, I've learned that about leadership, it's not about individual achievement, it is about service, it is about listening, it is about creating pathways to others to succeed. We walk in the footsteps of giants, a famous quote on a mural at the Aboriginal Advancement League in Thornbury, which was set up by my great-grandfather, Pastor Sir Doug Nichols, and grandfather Stuart Murray. Sport gave me opportunities that changed my life. It taught me discipline, resilience and teamwork. More importantly, it showed me the power of representation. As Aboriginal people, when we see someone who looks like us succeed, it creates belief, it tells our young people that they belong, that they matter and that they can achieve great things. Since finishing my football career, I've dedicated my time to working with communities, supporting young people, promoting culture and advocating for positive outcomes for First Peoples. Whether through sport, music, education, leadership programs or community engagement, my focus has always been on helping create stronger futures for our people. That is why treaty is so important. Treaty is about more than policy. It is about recognising the truth of our shared history. It is about acknowledging the resilience of our people and creating a future where Aboriginal communities have a greater say in the decisions that affect our lives. For generations, our elders, such as my great-grandmother, Lady Gladys Nichols, and my grandmother, Laura Bell, fought for recognition, justice and self-determination. They carried that responsibility through times of enormous challenge and adversity. Today, we have the privilege and responsibility of continuing that work. As a member of Gellung Warl, I'm committed to ensuring that the voices of our communities are heard. I carry with me the stories, hopes and aspirations of the people I represent. I carry the expectation of our elders and the dreams of our young people. When I speak with young people across our communities, I see incredible talent, leadership and potential. I see future doctors, teachers, artists, athletes, entrepreneurs and community leaders. Treaty is about helping create the conditions for that potential to flourish. It is about ensuring that future generations have great opportunities than previous generations. I often think about the legacy we will leave behind years from now. I want our children and grandchildren to look back and know that we stood up when it mattered, that we worked together, that we were brave enough to pursue meaningful change, and that we never lost sight of who we are as First Peoples. We have the oldest living culture in the world, and we want to protect it and share it with everyone who wants to learn. The journey is not always easy. It requires courage, patience and trust, but I believe that when we remain grounded in culture, guided by our elders and focused on our communities, we can achieve outcomes that honour our ancestors and benefit future generations. When I think of our elders, I think of truth-telling and the fighting Gunditjmara. My great-grandfather, Frederick Lovett, who fought in the war with 4 of his brothers in order to return back alive to their Gunditjmara country in the southwest Victoria and denied soldier settlement land. So far, we've had over 23 family members since the First World War serving the peacekeeping operations since the First World War. My grandfather, Stuart Murray, also served in the war and served 5 years in New Guinea and Japan and was also denied soldier settlement land simply because he was an Aboriginal. I am proud to be a part of this historic process. I'm proud to represent the people of the southwest Victoria. Most importantly, I'm proud to contribute to a future where Aboriginal voices, rights and aspirations are recognised and respected. In the southwest, as a young boy growing up in Hayward, I was told a story and shown a site called the Convincing Grounds of the first recorded colonial massacre of First Peoples in Victoria. The story was recorded in the Europe Justice Commission to ensure historical atrocities against Gunditjmara are recognised. The event was part of the Inaugural Wars, which were fought between the British settlers and Gunditjmara people. Today, Gunditjmara people have native title determination, Lake Conda Sustainable Development Plan and World Heritage listed site Budjabim's cultural landscape. We have the world's oldest and largest agricultural systems that maintain a complex, settled society of permanent stone villages and eel traps thousands of years before European colonisation. To our ancestors and elders, thank you for paving the way. To my family and community, thank you for your support and guidance. And to our young people, never underestimate the power of your voice. Your future matters, your culture matters, and your leadership will shape the generations to come. We are our ancestors' wildest dreams. Together, let us continue this journey with strength, unity and determination. I'll now leave you with a quote from my great-grandfather, Pastor Sir Doug Nichols. To get a tune out of a piano, you can play the black notes and you can play the white notes, but to get harmony, you need both. Rourke, and thank you.